If your statement of purpose is your voice, your letter of recommendation is your credibility. Without a strong LOR, your application is dead in water, no matter how good your grades are. But here's the truth, nobody tells you about letters of recommendation. Most professors won't write your LOR from scratch. In fact, many will ask you to send them a template or even write the whole letter of recommendation letter yourself, and they will just review and sign it. Shocking? Yes, but this is actually good news, because in this way you will have more control over how your recommendation letter represents you. So today I'm going to decode the exact strategy of a powerful letter of recommendation letter while showing you my own actual LOR that helped me get accepted with full funding. So I'm gonna walk you through my letter of recommendation and show you exactly how it is laid out so you can just copy and paste my structure. Start with a good introduction. It is my greatest pleasure to recommend your name and the department's name and the university name. Then I go and say Saad will be a valuable addition to your university in opinion when I met him. Basically it's saying how did he met me, and then throughout the years how he got to know me better, and basically an overview showing his authority and his relationship to me. And he is one of the very best students that I have taught in the past 5 years in respect of his writing and ability of research. In this paragraph, you want to add how long have you been in connection with the professor. I have said 5 years, so you want to have someone who knows you for at least 2 to 3 years minimum, and the more connection the better. So let's look at the second paragraph. I found Saad with sheer persistent and never give up attitude. For his research work, a palm fruit sample was needed to be collected, which was a seasonal fruit exported from other country. He took responsibility, taking initiative, collecting palm fruits by contacting various Christian agencies. At the same time, it's showing that yes, he's able to make contacts with people. So basically what I'm doing here is showing my skills through story, not just telling that yeah, he's good at contacting people or he has this quality, that quality. I'm basically showing through example. At the same time, he run test trials for the format drying technique using red grapes and corunda. Again, telling actual experience. While carrying out his lab experiment for the first time, unlike most of the students, he wasn't afraid or hesitant. Credibility and dexterity in his lab work, uncommon for most undergraduates. He showed flexibility in work both in team and individually. He carried out his lab work alone during the corona pandemic lockdown situation when no one else was working. I told him that he could take his time off if he wanted, but he suggested if he wanted to finish the work as there would be no benefit in delaying. So again, I'm showing the quality of resilience through storytelling. No matter how boring or repetitive the work, he would complete them carefully and persistently. Again, quality through experience, right? The professors are looking for students who would be hardworking. Research is often repetitive and they're looking for this kind of quality. So in this paragraph, basically I'm talking about how hardworking, resilience, taking initiative, this kind of quality through storytelling. His drive and deep interest in research were greatly recognized by me, other faculty members, and even in some other departments. So these lines sets the tune for the whole paragraph. So basically he will talk about the students' quality to work in interdisciplinary environment to contribute to research. During his final year of undergrad, he worked in a project, joined a thesis with oceanography department, so interdisciplinary skills. Analyzed nutritional compound, bioactive compounds, antioxidant, and parameters of seaweed. Further, he detected heavy metals in the same sample using ICP-OES in the chemical engineering polymer science department laboratory. So basically, I am saying through storytelling that this student is able to work in interdisciplinary environment with other people fluidly. Another small paragraph, the most significant criteria for grad student is the ability to create a recent research paper, has great writing and editing skills. Based on my first-hand observation, he assisted me in writing and publishing multiple papers. He's one of the just few students with this capacity that I have met in my 13 years of mentoring research student. A little bit of off the chart, but that's still okay. You gotta toot your own horn. I know it sounds kind of uncomfortable with that, but you gotta toot your own horn in the letter of recommendation. If this is the only place you do that, trust me. And that this really helps. So in this paragraph, I'm emphasizing the idea that he is a good writer and helped publish multiple papers. So basically, I'm positioning myself as graduate ready already. So Saad is without a doubt an outstanding choice for graduate studies in food science. So reinforcing the recommendation, I'm certain that he has the capacity and skill to pursue further studies and research. I would suggest him for any financial aid, fellowship, assistantship. Therefore, I strongly recommended him for admission to the institution. And if I can be of any further assistance or provide you with any further information, please do not hesitate to contact me. So in this paragraph, the idea is he is recommending me heavily. So what you're saying here is strong recommendation and financial aid or assistantship, basically sealing the deal with maximum weight and then closing it up with the details of the contact. So this is basically it. And you finish with the full contact details if your professor wants you will sign somewhere here. So what's the formula for a killer LOR? Remember these key 3 takeaways. First of all, strong, open, with authority, and who is recommending you matters. Yes, I know your mom or dad knows you the best, but this is professional. You wanna have your professor, preferably, because since you're applying for a research position with funding, you wanna have recommendation letter for someone who knows you in your academics, in your research capabilities, in your attitude in classroom, etc. And it would be better if he's a high-level professor, basically a renowned professor. If you are doing a job for a couple of years, say if that is relevant, try to pick someone who is relevant to the subject you are applying and to the research position you are applying to. If you're working in a job, say whatever that position, and you think that is relatable and he will give you a good recommendation letter for like 3-4 years and he or she has known you, then by all means go for it, because usually for US you need to submit 3 letters of recommendation. 2 can be from your professor and 1 can be from your job holder, if that's the way you want to go. Secondly, 1 idea per paragraph. Start with a good opening line, and then the whole paragraph could be 1 idea. I already said that 1 idea per paragraph. Each of the paragraph should convey 1 main idea, such as your academic skills. You are a very good student and you have done really good in your coursework. That could be 1 paragraph. 1 paragraph could be your extracurricular activities, if that is relevant, you think. If you are good at sports, if you are athletic, then might as well add those too, because that shows discipline and ability to take up work. And number 3, specific stories beat generic phrases. You can say that yes, he's persistent, he's hardworking. These are just common phrases. Even if you use this, you gotta back them up with experience and stories. You might think, oh, I don't really have these stories, but if you really think hard, you will find that every single person have done any of these. And there's specifically a way to say things. You can say, yeah, in my undergrad, I research berry antioxidants. No, you gotta say that, yes, I researched berry antioxidant and I derived bunch of polyphenols. One of them had anti-cancer properties. You know the idea. You want to show that quality through storytelling, not just say hardworking. And that's how you take control of your LOR and turn it into a weapon for your application. Don't leave it to chance. Give your professor a draft, or better, a complete version, and make sure it represents the best version of you. Now, if you want to see how I scored a band 7.5 in IELTS reading, click right here. It's the same decoding strategy, but applied to test prep. And as always, believe you can and you will get there.